Last Saturday, I indicated that what we knew about this Delta virus and the transmission at Westfield at Bondi Junction could be described as a near and present danger when we were in the vicinity of the virus. I think now what we've seen just in the last week or so is the numbers have gone from basically our first case to more than 30 cases very quickly. Obviously, you just heard that we've had 13 cases since 8 p.m. last night. What I would say to our community is we've gone from that near and present danger to a very real and present danger, not just in a shopping centre, but right across Sydney. We need to all take this seriously. We each have the future of our fellow New South Wales residents and our Sydney residents in our own hands. The mask wearing has been stepped up dramatically, and that's for good reason. There should be no reluctance to wear masks in all of the circumstances that have now been described. Wearing masks at work will be different, but necessary. Wearing masks when you go to the footy or some of these other outdoor events, I know the temptation will be to sit there with a mineral water or a beer and say, well, I don't have to wear the mask and I can make this last for the whole game. If you do, you're putting the entire community's health at risk. This is no time for game playing. It's no time for stupidity. This is a very serious situation that we are now in. This Delta virus has shown itself to be very capable of spreading extremely quickly and in circumstances that New South Wales residents really haven't experienced in the same way before. Now, this is a proportionate and sensible response, but it will only work if the community actually are on board with us and make sure that you listen to the messages, you use the masks, and more particularly, or equally particularly, use the QR codes. Now, I know from my experience that, and from others' experience, that there's a degree of tiredness, a degree of apathy about the response to the virus. But in a sense, this is a new and more dangerous version of the virus, and that apathy has to be swept away. We have to actually take it seriously. The QR codes should be used whenever you're entering any of the various spaces where there will be QR codes. And you should make sure that if you don't happen to have a QR code, if you happen to have an older style phone, and I know there are a lot of older citizens in New South Wales who don't have data on their phones, what I would say is to the various hospitality providers, shopkeepers and others, make sure you have alternative methods of knowing who has been in your shop. It may make a difference to all of us to know that one person who came in and left and with this particular Delta variant. So every retailer, every hospitality centre, every opportunity where one of our citizens is going to be entering into your premises, make sure you have the QR code visible, make sure you're checking as far as is humanly possible to get everybody to sign in on the QR code. But if they happen to not have a data phone, then make sure there is written capacity, paper and pen. It's that simple. Just make sure that you've got that ready and available. And again, we're all in this together. It is quite serious. I have to say, as the New South Wales Health Minister, I'm as worried right now as I have been at any time since January last year. So we need to make sure we're all looking after each other.